Love in here tonight. Welcome, Terry.
Great to be back, Rich. Great to be back at good old Gatone Stadium.
Yeah, Terry and I did some games, and when I was looking at the last time we played Holy Spirit, that was when I got COVID. And because Terry and I called the Hamilton game together, we both were on the sidelines, and Kyle came in and did a great job. But it was that last game with Holy Spirit that went on to win the group or parochial B championship that year. It was Vineland tied 7-7 on a pass from Caleb Gandy to Jonathan Toney right before the half. And that reminded me of Terry and I's first game where Jonathan Toney as a freshman scoring touchdowns versus Cherry Hill while we sat in the end zone with no vision trying to call this. As we get ready for tonight, we're going to honor, as we do before games, different group tonight. It's going to be the VMFL, the Vineland Midget Football League, and their cheerleaders are lined up on the far end. And we're going to turn it over to PA address announcer, and we'll be back.
The Vineland Midget Football League Bandits, led by Coach Kevin Ford. The Vineland Midget Football League Wolfpack, led by Coach Derek Williams. The Vineland Midget Football League Colts, led by Coach Brandon Hart. And the Vineland Midget Football League Raiders, led by Coach Sean Shear. Special thanks to President Chris Wilson, the Vineland Midget Football League board members and coaches for promoting football in the Vineland and supporting the Vineland High School football program. And now your Vineland High School Fighting Clan football team.
And they're disciplined, they're well coached, mistakes are few. But something weird happens. We go back to last week, and we're at 7-0 losing to Township with a minute left. We're on the 15. We don't get in. They score again, and then it unravels. Talk a lot about Vineland not losing pretty. And sometimes sometimes it's bad. Sometimes it means you're just going for it at a high risk. And that's what happened the last two drives, just trying to air it up deep to Hitchens, and you get a pick six, and you get a pick off that leads you to a 1st and goal. So, yeah, sometimes it really doesn't matter if you lose pretty or you lose bad. But Vineland was right there with a really good #1 seed in the Group 5 playoffs last year in Washington Township. Tonight their test is going to be so different. Township can run the ball. Their running back has over 600 yards, but they throw the ball. And when we talk about throwing the ball, we think, oh, well, they can throw it a little bit. But throwing the ball, Sean Burns has 1,500 yards in 6 games. He's 119 for 171. So he completes at a high percentage, and he's thrown 14 touchdowns already this year. And what they like to do, as T. Love mentioned, is spread the field and hit them quick hitters into the flat.
Not only are they very, very good at throwing the ball, they also do a pretty good job running the ball. So let's not sleep on that running game they have. They do like to create alleys right off the edge, is where most of their yards come from. But they do open those lanes, the running lanes, by using those quick passes.
And that's sophomore Jasir Ward. Jasir has 708 yards, averaging over 5 a pop with 12 touchdowns, so they can do it both ways. One thing I like in Vineland, too, is their ability to cover the pass. Of course, there's breakdowns, but on the whole, they've been good at that, especially flat passes. You know, Tyrell Powell, really good on the outside, along with Diaz. Like, they really come up and make some nice plays. We're going to kick it back a little bit here as we get ready for our national anthem.
A young man who played football at Roxborough High School. Nicholas was shot down and killed on September 27th while he was waiting for his ride after football practice. Thank you.
Well, we are ready for football and the best place to watch some football. Excited to be here, excited to get going, and this is something that can turn the season around for the Fighting Clan. And nothing like having that happen with a team that presents much more stress on a defense with the way they are on offense. This isn't running into a good Township or Kingsway team that can throw it and pass it. Their passing attack is much different than seam routes, fly patterns. They're going to flood zones. They have great downfield blocking. And the one good thing is up front for Vineland, we can get a push. And as you were telling me pregame, we may see a little bit of a different look up on that front defensive line.
Yeah, I mean, talking to Coach Hendricks, he's going to try to switch it up, create different looks, something that Holy Spirit hasn't seen on tape. Try to create some different pressure from different angles, giving those corners a little more time, a little better shot at making a play on the ball. So look for Diaz and Maven at the corners to have a big day today. They're going to have that big day, play a lot of press man coverage, try to cut off those quick hitters.
And Maven, worked his way into the starting lineup recently and is already like 5 tackles away from being second on the team. That defense, one thing they've done well is rally to the football. DeVellis with 2 sacks, Newman with 2 sacks, but tackle-wise, DeVellis 22, Newman 18. Cruz 17, Diaz 16, Powell 15, and half of those guys weren't playing early in the year.
Yes.
So fair catch called for and made. So Vineland starts in decent field position. The kickoff guy and field goal kicker for Holy Spirit, it was interesting watching on film. He boots them in the end zone sometimes. Other times they have him just pop one up. So you always have to be aware.
I think it's one of the things Vineland's always been known for is their speed. So I think that's a little thing on their end. They don't want to chance it, kick it short, and see what they can do from there.
And Nakai Gray wisely just takes a fair catch, and Vineland starts out on their own 35. It's Russo with DJ Clark behind. Give to Clark up the middle. There's an opening. He breaks through the first tackle, drives forward. He's close to the first down, and the big boys give a push. Let's get a first down, Fighting Clan. Way to get off the ball, fellas.
Great job. That's got to be a great start for Keyshawn Chestnut, getting his first start at center with the injury to Gallo. That's a good sign. The ball's coming right behind you, and you're getting a 10-yard gain right off the bat.
Yeah, that one side of the line, that left side of the line, Darnell Herring getting his second start, Sodi getting his second start down there. And it's unfortunate we came in and things were set up front and some injuries, and now it's time for people to set up, and it goes all the way from the right side down to the center with new starts in there. Russo ready to go again, 1st and 10, Fighting Clan. Russo's going to take it himself. He runs into a wall of people, but is able to keep pushing forward, and he's going to only pick up a couple, but there wasn't much there. Russo, your lead rusher coming into this one for Vineland, 75 carries for 309 yards. He's averaging 4 a pop. Charles Clark in the number 2 spot with 149 yards and 2 touchdowns, averaging 3.5. So between Russo and Clark, they're averaging near 4 yards per carry. This time only 2, so 2nd and 8, Vineland with the ball on their own 48 on this opening drive. Another gift to Clark. He's through the middle with a head of speed. It's going to be a yard or 2 short. Great tackle by the Spartans there, as there was one guy to beat before he had another 15 or 20.
It was good on that play to see Chestnut release, get up to the next level, and create a little more of an opening for Clark to cut through there. Great job.
Well, one Clark out, DJ Charles Clark, the sophomore, checks in. And that's one thing we've been talking about, KB and myself, is knowing down and distance, getting up the field. And when we were watching Isaiah Pacheco highlights, saw somebody break down 3 plays just about how he's north and south.
Yes.
And it makes all the difference, especially in a ball control offense. Big 3rd down, 3rd and a long one for Russo in the shotgun. Charles Clark alongside him. And Vineland in a tight formation. And they're going to take a timeout here. And why they do, it'll give us a great chance to thank our sponsors for tonight's Vineland High School football game.
With the Red and Gray Gridiron Club, I'd like to thank the following sponsors for their support of the Vineland High School football team. Ducharmes, the Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, Reconstructive Orthopedics, Newfield National Bank, Van Dodge, Allen Associates, Technid Consulting, Medio Law Firm, Barufi Brothers, G&S Dry Cleaning, Vineland Education Association, Dr. Michael Gorson General and Cosmetic Dentistry, The Claridge, a Radisson Hotel, The Gorgo Group, Larry's 2 Restaurant and Catering, Bettina.
All right, we are back just in time for this big third down. Vineland just over the midfield stripe. Russo under center. Russo takes it himself, and he's going to have
Nice
the first
push
down.
up front. That's what you like to see, your lineman going all the way to the whistle, getting that good push.
Boy, Vineland's running attack tonight hasn't been fancy, hasn't been pretty, but they're trying to just enforce themselves on that defense. That time, Holy Spirit decides to give some pressure, and Russo's smart enough to find his way for a big first down.
The old Ohio State Woody Hayes days, 3 yards, cloud of dust is what Vineland's going with, and they're being successful with it right now.
So Russo from the gun, tight formation, just 2 receivers. Russo takes it himself and dives forward for a gain of about 5. Had the opportunity to meet Woody Hayes. I was in 8th grade or 9th grade on a wrestling tour. We were out in Ohio. We got to go in the stadium. I went in the office. He told me all about Griffin, and it was interesting. It was right after a little bit of a issue that he had. But so awesome to take the time for a bunch of 10, 14-year-olds.
Especially a legend like Woody Hayes to make time for young kids. That's just shows you the character he had despite that one little slip up.
And Vineland, back to this, Vineland moving the ball, and inside linebacker Sean Finian is their leading tackler, and he's maybe getting tackles, but they're after a 5-yard gain. There's a Russo keeper. He's going to be about a yard short, another 3rd and 1.
Great job again there. I want to say Darnell Herring doing a great job of collapsing the end and creating a nice running lane for Russo there.
Yeah, I wish we had a better Holy Spirit roster, because when we was talking about collapsing an end and getting pressure on the inside, they have some really big boys down there.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, not enough time to give us an updated roster that has some height and weight on it.
Somebody moved. Who is it?
Oh, and it's going to go on the Spartans. Encroachment on the Spartans. Vineland with another first down. That's going to take them to the 30-yard line.
Just funny, Rich, as we're looking over the Holy Spirit roster, we're just seeing name after name of traditional names that have gone through Spirit. We were talking about that pregame. Oh, we know that name, we know that dad, and this, that, and the other.
Some spellings were different, but at first I'm like, oh, Burns. Burns is the quarterback. Oh, we got a Roman.
Yeah.
Of course, Burns, the old football coach, who sadly has passed, friends with Coach Parentazzi. And you get the Roman name. I don't know if he's still the offensive coordinator out at San Fran, but players from there. Not much that time on the give to Clark. Charles Clark up the middle. So 2nd and about 10.
It's got to be a good sign. You've run 8 plays, and just now is the first time you don't go positive. That's always a good sign.
Yeah, and for Vineland, another good sign is by the time this drive's over, half the first quarter is going to be gone.
Keep that high-powered offense off the field.
It's almost like the old L.A. Rams, the greatest show on turf. That's kind of the way they run their offense, spreading everything out. But that offense hasn't seen the football yet, and their defense has defended quite a few plays on this long Fighting Clan drive. Charles Clark alongside Russo. Russo to pass. He throws it out and incomplete, so that'll stop the clock. Intended for Tyrell Powell. Powell comes into this game leading Vineland in receptions with 13 for 98 yards and a score. It's Hitchens has the most yards with 7 catches for 119 with 2 scores. But Hitchens oftentimes drawing double coverage.
Yes.
This is what happened at the end of the game last week. Vineland could have just kept playing their game and lost 14 or 21 to 7, but they went for it.
With 3rd and long here, you might be looking at him again. You might want to. You'll see a safety kind of roll over to his direction.
Well, sure enough, they do that. Nice swing pass to the outside, staying on his feet. It's going to be just a little short, but a
We've got
flag
little laundry on the field.
hits the field as Noah Cruz comes up with a nice reception on the ball from Russo and gets a yard or yard and a half short of the first down, but a flag comes in. And that's going to be a hold on Vineland. So I got to think Holy Spirit's going to accept the penalty and give Vineland another shot at it because you know Vineland's going to go for it.
Yeah, you're down in 4-down territory, so
yeah, you're looking
they're
at
gonna push you back.
4th and 1. Or good thing was that hold happened up the field a little bit, so it's probably going to be about a 3rd and 13, and he marked it off, so it kind of was cheating at the end. I was trying to do it, and then I saw where he was standing. So we're going to call it 3rd and 13. So Vineland's still in that 2-down territory. That swing pass worked great as Vineland cleared out the flat.
And Rich, it looks like we have checking in for the first time this season. Tyson Sharp checking into the backfield. Tyson Sharp.
Just eligible?
Just eligible.
Transfer?
Not 100% sure. I do
okay,
know
we do have a transfer.
Mason Afanador. We'll be seeing him on the defense side of the ball. He is a transfer eligible for the first time. So the timeout from Vineland.
Well, Vineland's used 2 timeouts, but if I could trade a timeout for 30 yards and 3 first downs, I'd be doing the same thing. Very important drive. You know, we talked about how things fell apart after the half last week. Things fell apart after the half Kingsway. The last time with Holy Spirit, 7-7 at half, and then you don't score again. So getting this first score means if and when they get one, we're back to an even game.
Yes.
So it's very important to get some points, and a field goal's pretty and nice, and Greif can certainly kick them. But if you get in the end zone here, it's almost like room for error. It's going to take 3 scores to make you doubt yourself.
There, yes.
You know, just like you always want to be up 9. 8's cool too, but you're up 9.
You can get tied up at 8.
You play the game a little different. So Clark and Russo stand back on this 3rd down. Vineland still tight, only 2 receivers out. Clark jumps side, see if they try to run to the short side of the field here with Clark, but Russo's going to throw it. Pressure on, it's picked up. A strike delivered to the 5, 3, in the end zone, the ball comes loose. And that's a touchdown. Fighting Clan. Beautiful pass delivered to Tyrell Powell. So Tyrell gets, well, listen, between Tyrese, yes. Tyreme, and Tyrell, but Tank Powell gets another touchdown, and he was open in the middle, and a beautiful pass by Russo. But let's talk about that right tackle up top. As on that right side, there's pressure going to get to Russo. And at the last second, just a chip off that edge rusher gives Danny the time to step up, and Vineland gets on the board with 6:18 to go. And the kick by Greif is good. Excellent drive by that Fighting Clan offense.
One of the nice things about that formation Vineland ran there is they put Hitchens in the slot, which drew the safety over to him as he did his little clear out into the flat, which left Powell open heading on his little post dig route.
Yeah, and that's where, like, being an Eagles fan, it used to be, oh, well, on the inside, Fletcher's drawing a double team, frees up your edge. And that's exactly what you're describing here. If they're going to double up Hitchens, sometimes your biggest plays aren't making a play. It's drawing that coverage away and clearing something out as Powell and Russo connect for the score for Vineland. And we've been talking all year long. This is like heyday of Vineland in the last 30 years. I'm not going back to the olden days and before 1980 because everything was a sellout. There was 3 channels on TV, so there wasn't much to watch.
Yes.
You know, but you know, we've had great crowd support, fans pouring in, different activities going on. And I remember the last home game, they're just sitting there waiting. I think we had like a 20-yard kickoff return, which brought everybody to their feet. So they have something to cheer for. And now what is probably the lead thing in Vineland is that Vineland defense is going to get a shot to see if they can cover this spread offense.
Yeah, he ate up half a quarter. Couldn't ask for anything more. And you got 7 out of it.
All right. So the line drive kick from Greif is touched, which wouldn't matter if it didn't go. Anyway,
Yes.
it's tipped, and when he goes back to get it, he loses his footing. So talk about your field position. Holy Spirit's going to start at their own 3-yard line. Great kick by Greif.
Yeah, one of the few downfalls that people aren't used to with high school and college football is when you're down, you're down. You can't pop back up.
Yeah, and think what normally happens. It's a chip to the 30, 35, like what Holy Spirit did. Vineland lets Greif kick it, and just that quick, start in great field position. And the first pass goes incomplete. Intended for Gavin Roman, but I don't know if he was under that much pressure or just in such a hurry.
And as you said, Rich, right off the bat, what they try to do, get out into the flat and create a little offense.
So it comes back over to this hash mark as Burns, the senior, has them ready. He's got Ward alongside. Nice stop by that interior line.
Good job of
They're
bottling
going to
that
push
up.
him back. One more play, fellas. One more play. Come on.
Oh, a little laundry to
Oh, he
on
was
to this.
held? Or did we do a little holding? Yeah, Akemi probably averaging the most tackles per game. He missed the first one, but he's right up there with the leaders.
Oh, an ejection. Unsportsmanlike conduct with an ejection for a Spirit player.
Wow.
Not the norm. Usually a very, very disciplined team.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody come off, though. Going to have to use our monitor as Vineland has him pinned so far back the human eye can't see. So it is going to be 3rd down and about 11. One more play to defend, and you might think Spirit may just gun it up the middle here, run it up the middle and get a few yards, but they swing it wide and it's incomplete. Not enough time for the quarterback, Burns, to get rid of it, as that Vineland defense has them outflanked in that first series. So just that quick, Holy Spirit sends the punt team in. They held the ball for about 30 seconds with 5:59 to go. Vineland setting up in some good field position as their deep man's going to stand back around the Holy Spirit 35.
Yeah, this is where you need to be careful. I know you're anticipating you're going to make it to that punter, but you got to stay off of them. You're going to end up with good field position.
This is where I say get 3 yards off the ball and don't even go in there. And it's a short kick. It hits down at the 30.
Get it back. Get away.
Rolls
get
to
away.
the 40. Good roll. Vineland starts with really good field position at the 43 of Spirit. Boy, we talked about that one touchdown keeps you in the game for a little while, and starts to grow belief. If you got up the second touchdown, that then switches and starts to put doubt on the other side.
Yeah, they did not see this coming, so it hurts when you're down 14 to a team you thought you'd be up 21 probably by now.
So let's see if the offense can stay patient. It was that big hit to Powell for the touchdown, but it was the running game. I formation looks like a run here. Hit, but spins and falls forward, gain of 2 or 3. That's one thing DJ Clark does is he'll just run through a wall until he gets tackled, which is really important.
I like those running backs are always forward. If they're going down forward. That's always a good thing.
Charles Clark in for DJ Clark now at the running back spot. It's always nice to see DJ more involved, great defensive player. Started out in the quarterback role with the freshman team, had some success, a little bit in and out here and there, and established himself on the defensive side. But he does bring a lot to the offensive side, too, when you factor him in. So Russo has him set. He's back to pass. He's looking deep.
Oh, it's a hold.
There's the flag. Boy, an unfortunate pass interference if you're a Holy Spirit fan, because the ball was going to be overthrown a little bit. But that hold then draws the foul. Vineland's walking up way too far. This is high school. This is 15 yards. You watch all those games in the NFL and you just want to run up to the ball. But that's a first down, Fighting Clan. So the ball was about at the 45, so it's going to be maybe the 31. Oh, he keeps walking. It's going to be at the 28-yard line. So Vineland knocking on that red zone with 5:10 to go, up 7-0 on last year's number 2 ranked Holy Spirit Spartans.
Yeah, the corner was clearly beaten on the post route. Instead of giving up a touchdown, I'll just yank him down.
Well, coming in, the key with Russo by himself back there. Now Vineland may want to throw it again. It's kind of cleared out, though. Maybe Danny takes it himself, and he does. It closed up just a bit too soon for him there. Yeah, the keys to the game, the pregame was, can Vineland cover these swing passes with this spread offense? But it's been Holy Spirit not able to cover the middle of the football field on these pass plays.
Yeah, both of Vineland's big plays, the touchdown and that pass interference, the holding call there, were both middle of the field, routes to the middle.
Yeah, and we can go back to Oakcrest game that we wish we had back. That was
right. Tough one.
Yeah,
tough one.
Your first game, you're in week 0, but there was so many attempted seam routes, middle of the field routes, that timing was just off. You can see now the timing isn't off, and that game would have been very different, you would think. On the swing pass, Clark's hit, Charles Clark, but he doesn't go down and dives forward for a little bit.
You like the idea, though, creating a little something. You gave that same look where they just ran up the middle, so maybe you have a corner, somebody cheating to the middle.
And plus now, like, you just did that, it kind of should give you an extra yard or two in the middle of the field without just pinching and attacking to the gut of the field. Sometimes you have to do something to keep people honest. Clark and Russo once again. Vineland this time with 3 receivers out wide. They've got a blocking wing back in there. And the pass is deflected. I think that one was going to head out for Xavier Diaz, which it could have done something. They had 2 guys there for that pass, and if it was going to Diaz, he had some room, after the catch. Interesting play. Usually don't see 2 little flat passes, whatever, turn pass. I don't even know what you call them, but they were within 5 yards of each other, and they made a break on the front guy, but fortunate enough to touch it. So 4th down for Vineland, 4th and 12, ball on the 31-yard line of the Spartans. Clark and Russo once again back there, 2 receivers to the top. Russo's going to roll that way, under pressure, floats a screen back, and that's open. It's to the 20, the 15, diving forward down to the 10-yard line is Tayshawn Newman, the linebacker.
Great job, mostly. As a former lineman, I got to call it out. So they did a great job of hesitating, and then getting downfield to free him up for that extra 10, 15 yards that he picked up after the catch.
There is a flag on the field. That's not looking good. No flag. They're pulling the flag back. All right. Looked like a little dejected Vineland side out there, but that was just confusion. First down, Fighting Clan. Move yourself up forward. Let's move them chains. Come on, guys. Move them chains on the side. They're still sitting there. No offense if that's somebody's spouse, father, uncle, brother. But let's roll. So Vineland now at the 11-yard line with a 1st and 10. 3:10 to go in the first quarter, looking to go up by 2 scores. And you know what? Right now they're close enough that you're in field goal range for Greif. So hopefully it's that 7 You know, it's the bad part about being a kicker. Well, we didn't want to see you kick it. We really wanted the extra 4 points. So Vineland back out there. Charles Clark with Russo to see if Russo's going to take this one himself as they go single coverage on the top. Charles takes it, goes up the field, and there's a flag down right at the 11-yard line. That's the side judge. Could see a false start or an offsides here. That's normally what he's going to call.
What I do like in this series is they've gone trips to one side on 3 different occasions and have done 3 completely different things. So that's always a good thing when you're given the same look, but you're doing so many different things off of. That throws a defensive coordinator from the other team off completely.
Yeah, I always think like it's a battle between the coaches' theory and what they're trying to do. But we sometimes got to take a step back and they realize we're really challenging the players on the field. So if you can confuse them. So right now, like it used to be, it was a real simple example is jet sweep. You run jet sweep. Boom. You run it again. Boom. Then the next time you go in jet motion, people hop down one gap, or they already did it from play 1. And then you run jet dive. And you're like, oh, I got 5. Then they're like, well, we still got to protect the outside. Then you run a jet pass. And then they're like, oh, no. So you want to out-leverage at spots, but you really need to attack the players' understanding of what's happening, more so than 2 grown men with a lot of football knowledge trying to outsmart each other. You may get each other twice a game. But we can certainly fool that defensive end. And teams have made a living fooling defensive ends.
Up top in the booth, you can make all the adjustments. It's up to the players in the end.
Yeah, I mean, how many times is it that, like, you know, when Coach Parentazzi ran the option, all right, he comes at the quarterback, pitch it. He goes to the pitch man, keep it, right? So this guy would be free, and we just leverage off him. And it's kind of similar to the same idea of keeping people honest or setting them up.
Yes.
Run jet sweep 9 times in a row, and the 10th time when it's 3rd and 14, you throw a pass. So I'm seeing a little more creativity that way. And Vineland's really opened the playbook up a little bit today. You know, Russo averaging over 4 yards a carry, but he's a sophomore pounding in there and taking some hits.
Yes.
You know, and you want to keep him fresh and keep him strong.
Yeah, you're only halfway through the season, so yeah, there's a lot more football to be played.
That's kind of like the Eagles situation where it's great, Hurts, but we maybe could have just got down a little earlier and let somebody else run it in the next play. So there was a foul on Vineland, so it's going to be 1st and 15. Russo rolls. He doesn't have much. He throws late, and, boy, got there we'll call it just in time as the ball was on target. A nice play by the defender.
Nice grab by Powell to stay concentrated on that ball and squeezing it in because the defender will say he was there, right about on time.
Well, I think if that was the NFL, he's there early. If it was college, he's there early 70% of the time. But in high school, we're talking about a fraction of a second, and you got to call that a good play by Holy Spirit.
During that last penalty, Bennett came out of the game. He's a little banged up. So I think we have Duvalis in, taking his spot on the offensive line.
Well, nice run. Not a whole lot of yards, but a nice run, finding that seam in the middle, getting closer. So now
always north to south, falling forward, all those positive things you like to see from your backs.
And now that it's 3rd down and 12, finally get a 1st down at the 2-yard line. They're certainly within field goal range. Well, Coach Kevin Tucker, the offensive coordinator, has dialed up some beauties so far tonight, and this one would be another candle in the cake, not icing, just a candle. We're going to put the candles on first. DJ Clark this time with Russo. Vineland takes their 3rd time out. We're going to stay here instead of hitting our sponsors right now because we may get back a little quicker than normal on this, and this is a big play for Vineland.
It looks like you have man coverage up top with your receiver, so might be a look to go to. We'll see.
Well, I got to think if coming into this, you're two teams that are like considered neck and even. Let's just say power points wise, you guys are tied with it. You probably try to get Russo to keep it and pick up 3 yards and kick a field goal to go up 2 scores. But let's say what it is what it is. I mean, number 2 team in South Jersey, they're 5-1 this year, and their loss was when they turned the ball over 5 times. I don't know that would happen again. And to get a touchdown, like if you feel like it is what it is. If you're a 25-point dog and you're about to go up 14 or 10, like you may cut off a pinky finger, Ronnie Lott style, to go up 14.
I'm going to get it, yes. I'm going to get it.
Well, I would think Russo rolling out to the wide side here, but they tried that, and there was some containment there. So he may just sit in the pocket. Vineland's pass protection has been better from the pocket.
There's that trips formation again.
And Russo's got him close. He's going to be down at the 7 or 8. Looked like he had a little bit of a bigger opening from the jump, but closed up really quick by the Spartans.
Yeah, linebackers stayed to their assignments. You were hoping they kind of flanked out with that trips formation, but they did stay inside where they belong, kind of closed that gap.
So Colin Greif in to kick it to give Vineland a 10-0 lead. Ball down on the 15. This will be a 25-yard field goal. Snap is good. Ball is down. Greif puts it up.
And it's good.
And it's good. Fighting Clan go up 2 scores on the Holy Spirit Spartans. Outstanding job. The offense drove down the field the first time. 3 and out on defense. Drove it down again. Outstanding job of execution by the whole entire offense. It's so different than what we've seen as the way they attack them many different ways. Coach Kevin Tucker just dialing up the right calls today.
And despite some penalties that pushed them back on that drive, they still managed to push the ball down the field and come away with some positive points.
Well, we've been around for decades where a 5-yard false start, making it 1st and 15, was kind of like a 30-yard sack. That, like, all right, this is where we're at. And, of course, long before the current regime and the rebirth. I mean, I'm going way back. I don't even want to say when, but I'm going back. Yeah, after we left. After T and I were gone. But so now we only have 39 seconds left in the first quarter. It's Vineland 10, Holy Spirit nothing. The last time Greif booted it over the head of the deep man, and Holy Spirit's drive was stopped as they started at their own 3. And he puts his foot into this one, and this will be returned down to the 7-yard line. As Spirit starts to head up the field, loses his footing, and runs into his own guy. Fortunately, he's all right. Took a hard hit, like thigh to the helmet. But he's all right. So this Vineland Fighting Clan with the lead, 31 seconds to go in quarter 1. And now's when you get greedy. Hey, defense, give me one more 3 and out, bro. One more 3 and out. Let's get it one more time.
Here there are empty backfield, 5 receivers. This is not something you're used to seeing in a high school football game.
Yeah, Barnes doesn't have a ton to throw to on the outside. He starts it there, and a great open field tackle.
By Powell.
See, that's the thing that gets you. If Powell doesn't make that tackle, there's 18 yards. So they are attacking you, and they're making you have to make plays. And we've made those plays on the outside. Now they go to twins up top, 2 down to the bottom. They add the 3rd, look for them to swing it that way, but they try to hit the seam. Tricky little play as they set that up to make you think the back with 2 guys blocking. Yeah. And Burns goes for the seam, but it's underthrown. So quickly, 3rd down.
Yeah, the timing's off. He throws behind his receiver, and the play just fell apart from that point.
So 3rd down now and 7. Burns sends a man in motion. And he's going to try to run it himself. And he's going to be short of the 1st down. And the first quarter is going to expire. It's going to be 4th and 3 from their 37. But never a better time to take a break and thank our sponsors who have made this first quarter possible.
The Red and Gray Gridiron Club would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of the Vineland High School football team. Ducharme's, the Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, Reconstructive Orthopedics, Newfield National Bank, Van Dodge, Allen Associates, Technid Consulting, Medio Law Firm, Barufi Brothers, G&S Dry Cleaning, Vineland Education Association, Dr. Michael Gorson General and Cosmetic Dentistry, The Claridge, a Radisson Hotel, The Gorgo Group, Larry's 2 Restaurant and Catering, Bettino ShopRite, Carluzzo and Teresi Petroleum Transporters, Homestead Plumbing, Richland Carpet, Manny and Vic's Pizzeria, and Sir Speedy Printing. The Vineland High School football team and coaches thanks everyone for their support on and off the field and look forward to another successful season.
We are back. Holy Spirit takes the field. It is a 4th down and a long 3, and they're going to be going for it here. Big play in this ball game. Is it called? Off the turf, and they say yes. A great reception. Looked like Emmett Kane, the senior, picks one off the turf right
Still
above the
not sure
turf.
about that, yeah.
Boy, but right there it lets you know that going into this, how often did they have the ball?
Yeah, I mean, only 6 plays in the first quarter. Vineland should be commended for that one. You kept the high-powered offense off the field for only 6 plays in a quarter.
It's a little bit of a hold on the top. Byrne takes it himself, gets out of bounds near the first down marker. Yeah, but you put Holy Spirit in a spot where all of a sudden it's 4th and a long 3, and you're going to throw the ball to try to get a first down or give Vineland the ball at your 35-yard line. So Holy Spirit had to do something, and they accomplished it. Now time for that Vineland D to make a stop here with 2nd and 4. Burns all by himself. Everybody out, and that ball is tipped up front by the Vineland defense.
Yeah, Tyshawn Newman getting into the passing lane, getting the hands up. That's what I always say. If you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up and bat it down.
Yeah, and it was ironic because a couple plays ago, I'm like, I just like to see them get their hands up when they're not getting there. Don't give them anything to see or anywhere to throw, and sure enough, they do it there. Burns is a tall one, though, at 6'2", 180. But Vineland's got some height and length on that line. And there's a clean play. Great blocking, picked up perfect, all in time for the Spartans as they get an easy first down there. Just so neat when the timing's right and
Yes.
it works right.
Yeah, the first 2 times they did it deep in their own territory, timing wasn't there. That time it was, and that's what you see when it all connects. That's what it looks like.
So Sean Burns is going to throw it again here as he has nobody to hand it to. He's back to pass. He floats it. He has an open receiver who's hit but not tackled. And then finally brought down, but he's inside the 5 before he's brought down by Hitchens. The Holy Spirit getting up on the ball quickly.
Yeah, looked like Yadian Llanos just missed a big hit as he was catching the ball there for Spirit, and was able to get another 10 yards out of that after the catch.
Well, it looks like they're going to pound this one in, try to give it to Ward here. Oh, and he's got space to run, steps towards the end zone. And there's the signal, touchdown, Burns on the keeper. So Spirit answers just a minute and 8 seconds into this second quarter. Now their extra point hasn't been the greatest thing for them this year, as they've made a lot, but kicker's 15 for 21.
But we did see in film a lot of line drive kicks that are a little easier for the taller linemen to knock down.
A little bit of a delay here. And they're ready. Look for. It's kind of weird. I was thinking maybe a fake because everything was out of the norm.
Encroachment on Vineland.
Yeah, they're going to kick it so you don't need to move anything or worry about it. It's a yard. And what's it, the 2.5? So it's a yard and a quarter. 3.5 feet. And length isn't the problem for the kicker. It's that height off the so close. And it's good. almost blocked, as we were talking about, but that line drive gets under his arm. It was a great effort. I believe that was Akame almost got it.
Hopefully he doesn't get another chance, but if he does.
All right, let's answer that one, fellas. Great first quarter. Couldn't keep Holy Spirit down forever, but it comes back to what can the offense do? It's Vineland's turn. Vineland has serve, and they've been holding serve their first 2 drives. Getting
Yes,
a
indeed.
touchdown.
Everything's been positive. I mean, even with some younger players, usually get down, like we said earlier. That one penalty can throw everything off, and it really hasn't. So hopefully they can keep turning it on.
Well, Holy Spirit kicked off to Vineland to start it, and that was a little pop-up to the 35. And I don't know that they're going to do this time or kick it deep. I like to see them kick it deep. Nakai Gray caught the last one, but maybe a special teams play. You know, it's like a turnover, a special teams play. Let's get it. That's a pop-up. Taken right in the middle of the field and nowhere to go, but Vineland starts great at the 35.
A little different than the opening kickoff where there was a fair catch. That time the Vineland player had a chance to get under it and actually go forward for a few yards.
Yeah, Cephas, one of the receivers out in the slot all the time, does a nice job getting upfield. He probably picked up 8 or 10 yards on that.
Mr. Jet Sweep, as we were we were talking earlier. Jet Sweep.
There's always somebody that has that job each year. So 1st and 10 Vineland with great starting field position, the ball on their own 40-yard line. We've got 10:46 to go in this first quarter with Vineland up 10-7 with the football approaching midfield. Vineland stays in a tight formation, just 2 receivers out wide. And whistles blow before the snap. Looks like an equipment issue for safety. See if there's a penalty or just the warning type. So no knee pads, it looked like.
Yeah.
On the Vineland player. I believe Clark now checked in for that player. So it's Clark alongside behind Russo. Powell to the top. Nothing there that time. Good job by the Spartans to make the stop. You know, they say take what they give you. If they don't give you nothing, it's good to just take nothing instead of bouncing out, trying to run around.
Losing 10 yards,
yeah,
doing all the running around
and killing a drive.
This way you lost the yard. Not that big of a deal.
And Vineland's got like a weird mix of the seniors and juniors, a lot of sophomores, doing important things, but a really good junior and senior class, but it's mixed. It's not like we have 13 seniors starting, and the sophomores are in big spots on this team. Quarterback and lead running back, wide receiver, corners. Well, time flies when you're talking. I wasn't even. You know how you feel. It's like, oh, this is taking a while. Where's the back judge? Is he counting yet? Are we running out of time? Kind of just like you got to reset that clock or something. That happened too quick. So as you hear our PA address announcer, 2nd and 16. Don't hear Elliot DeShields tonight, who's been decades. I think after Vic Voltaggio went right to Elliott. I'm not sure. I think Anderson was in between, but hopefully Elliott's all right. Oh, a little confusion in the backfield. Russo tries to dump it off, and a real nice tackle. Great job holding on to that.
Not exactly sure who was off there, but he turned for the fake. No one was there, so you're not faking out a whole lot of people when no one's there.
And especially if the ball's going to you, if whoever went the wrong way kind of throws, as we mentioned, their timing off for Holy Spirit. Did it to us here. 3rd and long, 3rd and 18 for Vineland. Russo gets to play from the sideline, heads back in. DJ Clark comes in for Charles Clark. Got to think you're going for the first down here.
Yeah, I'd like to see Vineland take advantage of this. I see Amir Hicks from Spirit, a freshman at 5'7", 144 pounds, going up against Hitchens at 6'3", 175.
With no help over the top.
Yeah.
Oh, he
Big
may have the
time
first
run.
down.
Big
Oh, my
time run.
goodness. Russo fired up, hit about 5 yards into that 17-yard scamper. Talk about a big play. That's a big play as we're gearing up for the outside. And Russo just
Right
does
up
it in the middle.
Finds a little gap, gets the shoulders square, and keeps it going.
Wow, great run. Still a little bit in my, since you've been gone, I've been doing color. So I get stuck a little bit in my watching this or that. And before my eyes get back to the football, I was a little late getting back there that time. 1st and 10, Fighting Clan at the Spartans' 49-yard line. We're at 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Russo to pass. He's under big pressure. And that falls incomplete. Intended for Tyshawn Sharp.
He just kind of slipped through his hands, couldn't bring it in. Defender was on him, though, if he was going to grab it, so who knows.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a couple-yard gain. But still, you get those two, it makes this easier, you know. Yeah, for not playing and coming in to run on a diagonal and then try to time it to catch a pass. That's compared to up the field, in the field, out the field, or carry the ball. So 2nd down, Vineland quickly back to the football here. They're set and ready to go. Russo this time gives up the middle, and there's an opening. Looked like Spirit going after the football, but a gain of about 6 or 7. Well, that time DJ Clark heads up the field like he's done all day and had enough space to pick up some positive yards. Vineland probably in 4-down territory here as they're at the Holy Spirit 44-yard line or 43-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like Hernandez from Spirit. He was worried about the tackle as much as he was worried about trying to strip that ball.
3 more yards. Hitchens down here with that matchup you mentioned. No safety help. Russo loses his footing as he turns. He may get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th and 5 with 7:16 to go in the second.
Decision time for the staff here. What are you thinking, Rich?
I'm going for it.
So am I.
Well, in honor of Coach Parentazzi, I'd like to say, you got to punt the ball. You're beating a good team, and let your defense play. You're going to give them at midfield. You punt the ball. I don't understand it. And I get exactly what Coach was saying, but it's just like.
But Vineland's been aggressive tonight, and it's been panning out for him. So,
if I was a heavy favorite, I may punt the ball, but. And even in the NFL, it's not like you punt every 4th down. Russo rolls to the top, tries to throw it back. It's tipped, but able to pick up the catch, but out of bounds before the first down. Well, a real nice grab by Newman. It's his 2nd of the day. So Vineland gains a handful of yards, but not enough. So it's going to be first down with 6:15 to go for Holy Spirit. And this will be the first time they've had the ball in their hands with a chance to take the lead.
Yes. You just wish that pass was a little bit crisper.
I think
the idea was there, but
Yeah,
that little fingertip kind of threw everything off.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure, defender's hand up. So Burns is saying, I'm going to keep throwing this daggone thing. This time he's going to keep it himself. Has an opening, takes a couple hits, gain of 7. Yeah, it's going to be him throwing it or him running it when he stands back there by himself, which kind of makes it an easier read for the linebackers. Oh, it's run block. Where's this quarterback at? You know, sometimes it's a giveaway when there's 2 guys standing next to him, like our offense and a lot of people's offense is.
But as soon as you see that guard coming out to you as a linebacker, you know it's coming.
Almost a carbon copy of the last one that they did out here that went for the first down.
Hey, you like the heads-up play by Maven on that? He realized that was a lateral, so he knew to keep playing on that ball because Roman could have easily picked that up. And if you slow down, go down 15-yard game before anybody brings them down.
Oh, boy. So they call it a lateral. They lose 3 yards. They mark the ball, and then they say it wasn't, and they randomly just bring that third down marker to let you know where it is, and now we're going to make it a 3rd and 3 when it was just a 3rd and 5. So that's a 2-yard gain on an incompletion. Not much pressure on open receiver. He's hit and out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 35.
Yeah, I think the Vineland defender got caught a little bit looking in the backfield. Let his assignment get behind him.
Tall, lanky receiver there, too. I'm getting 13 when I'm trying to see that. It's got to be Jordan Taylor.
It's got to be Jordan Taylor, 6'5".
Oh, interesting choice to slide down on first down. Yeah, Jordan Taylor was a receiver to the top at 6'5". You know, just has all that length. He's number 13. We had the wrong number on. So 1st and 10, Spartans on the move. This time a running back alongside Burns, and he gives to him opening as he cuts back, bounces to the outside. He's hit and drove out after a gain of about 11.
A couple nice moves by Roman because there wasn't a whole lot there. As he hit in the hole, he got a little shifty, created something for himself.
It's weird. They don't attack up the field, but they attack the sides with such speed, almost like Pacheco going in motion, like it's full tilt. Burns to throw. Sees a man open in the slot. He's to the 10-5. Touchdown, Spartans. Once again, that's Jordan Taylor.
Kind of getting lost underneath. Finds that soft spot there. Puts the hands up. Hey, quarter, I'm open.
So now it's 13-10 Spartans as they go for the extra point. Vineland will have enough time with 4:23 to mount another drive and try to take this lead back before the half. And it's good. It's kind of weird. It seems like the second his foot struck it, they blew the whistle. Like,
yeah, normally there's a lot of conferring with each other.
Yeah, once he struck that thing, that was a moonshot. So 14-10. Holy Spirit on top of the Fighting Clan. Vineland set to return. It will be Holy Spirit getting the ball to start the second half. Vineland had some success on that second drive, completing some passes in the middle of the field. See if they try to get back to that a little bit. Holy Spirit's defense has done a little better getting their hands up and deflecting some balls and putting some pressure on Russo.
It would also be nice if they decide to go to that little pooch kick again. See what kind of return you can get. Get on the other side of the field.
Well,
that way you put your offense in a pretty good position going forward.
If I'm Coach A.J. Russo, I think I'm saying, now kick the ball deep, tackle. Like now that we've got, and you want to build on that control that you're starting to establish.
But once again, their kicker is only with a 2-yard 2-yard lead up to this kickoff.
So from the 35, looking to get through the middle, runs over a defender. That's Cephas again. So Vineland will have good field position at their own 46 with 4:12 to go. They need to get it in the end zone to take the lead here. They believe this is only their 4th possession. Scored on the first 2, stopped on the last one. So not a lot of possessions, as Terry was talking about. Holy Spirit held to 6 plays in the first quarter. For their offense.
Yes.
I'm not counting the punts. So Russo's going to give up the middle on an outstanding play. Way to hold on to that football. Woof.
Yeah, Clark did a good job to get back on that because that did hit the turf.
I think that was Jackson.
Bouchard.
Came with a ton of speed up the middle for a big loss. Didn't even get to take a step forward. You know, when that happens, when you're blitzing people and sending people, you think everybody knows what they're doing. An extra guy comes through, and I thought you had him.
Yeah.
You thought I had him. I know playing offensive guard for a while, you know, it was one of those things that's very confusing.
Yeah, you get times where they haven't shot a gap on you all game, and then at one time their assignment is to shoot a gap. And
Russo gives again. Still not much in the middle. It's going to be third and about 12. 3:16 to go, and I believe
Spirit
should take a timeout, and they have.
Yeah.
So while we have that timeout, we're going to take a break and thank our sponsors, and we'll be right back with you with Fighting Clan Football.
But the Red and Gray Gridiron Club would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of the Vineland High School football team. Ducharmes, the Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, Reconstructive Orthopedics, Newfield National Bank, Van Dodge, Allen Associates, Technid Consulting, Medio Law Firm, Barufi Brothers, G&S Dry Cleaning, Vineland Education Association, Dr. Michael Gorson General and Cosmetic Dentistry, The Claridge, a Radisson Hotel, The Gorgo Group, Larry's 2 Restaurant and Catering, Bettino ShopRite, Carluzzo and Teresi Petroleum Transporters, Homestead Plumbing, Richland Carpet, Manny and Vic's Pizzeria, and Sir Speedy Printing. The Vineland High School football team and coaches thanks everyone for their support on and off the field and look forward to another successful season.
I'm proud to be back, y'all, and it's a fact, y'all. Third down and 12, Fighting Clan from their own 46. Russo this time with 3 receivers to the bottom, a back alongside. Russo's going to roll to the top. Under pressure, makes a spin move to get through 2 guys. And then, hey, everybody else is waiting there. Spirit will take another timeout with 3:08 to go as they want to have this last possession and then start the third with another possession. So it's 4th down. Vineland sends in the punt team, and they have time to sort it out.
Russo did make a nice move because he was, as they say, dead to rights. About 10 yards into the backfield. With that one little spin move, he was able to at least get back close to the line of scrimmage.
When we're talking about some of the youth on this team, you know, the quarterback's a sophomore, lead back's a sophomore, wide receivers, corners, you know, there's a lot of youth playing. And it's it was a couple weeks ago or 3 weeks ago now versus Kingsway where our quarterback's numbers were close to theirs. Our running back numbers were close to theirs. They had 2 seniors. We had 2 sophomores. And being a sophomore is not a bad thing, but the experience you gain, like you can say, boom, if I could just see him 2 years from now or see this one 2 years from now, these are players that are going to have us back in where we need to get to. And they're so close and doing so much and getting so much play time.
They're finally getting a player on late. The punt unit.
So the punt with 3:08. Spirit's coming after it. They've got one sneaking through, but he's picked up late. Fair catch must have been called.
It was clearly called. I don't know where he was running to after the catch.
And that was number.
As Coach Russo's reminding the referees now, hey, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm. Not unsportsmanlike call when you do that?
It's something.
Yeah. The officials confer, but there is no foul. So it's going to be 1st and 10 with 3:03 to go for Holy Spirit. Vineland's defense needs to keep them out here. No more points on the board as we're in a tight one with last year's number 2 team in South Jersey. Off to a 5-1 start.
Oh, there's the flag, Rich. I guess they conferred a little more.
Well, let's hope it's not for complaining.
It is on Spirit.
All right. Oh, okay, that's the call.
Delay a game. Okay.
Not unsportsmanlike, it's delay a game. Great job by Coach Russo pointing that foul out. And also a great job by the officials, not just I can't say that, not just dismissing him, but actually talking about it and coming up with the right call. So Spirit's going to start now back at their own 19-yard line. Empty backfield for Burns. He's been going to his tall receiver quite a bit. This one goes short and tackled, and the clock should still run because he was pushed backwards when he went out of bounds. That's horrible. That's if you're going backwards when you go out of bounds, the clock runs. If you're going forward, the clock stops.
Unfortunately, we saw the hands go above the head on the line judge there.
So 2nd and 4. Burns now gives up the middle, and there's an opening for a first down, and then some more.
Tackle.
Out to the 40. We have 2:46 to go in the first quarter as Powell and Russo check into the defense.
Spirit's going hurry up.
We don't got enough guys out there. Oh, okay, they're settling there. Good. Whew. And it's a deep one and overthrown. Well, there's some confusing there as Spirit spreads the field wide, and I'm like, Newman can't come off. But he was going out to cover his guy. I'm like, we have too many guys running off the daggone field. But no, they knew what they were doing.
Again, Powell doing a great job as a free safety, staying in the middle of the field, getting a hand on that pass.
Little change for him in position.
Yes.
So Burns under pressure. He moves to the inside, floats one out to an open receiver who's wrestled down around the 41-yard line of the Fighting Clan with 2:30 to go. See if Holy Spirit gears it down now.
Yeah.
Not wanting to give some time back. They pop a run, take 40 seconds off, and then get back to their offense.
Tayshawn Newman had a great shot at a sack there to kind of slow this offense down. Just couldn't keep Burns under control and bring him down.
Well, Burns does have that running back alongside of him. Now he sends him out for a swing pass, and there's nothing but Vineland there. Makes 2 moves and a third. Boy, outstanding after the catch as Vineland played it well, had 3 guys break down, and it was almost like start the highlight reel. There's going to be a tackle for a loss. There's going to be some big hits, a 3-on-1 collision, but great vision by Spirit to pick up positive yards, a gain of about 7, making it 2nd and 6 with the ball on Vineland's 35, and we're down to 2:02 and running. High snap, Burns takes it up the middle, sees an opening, now moves to the outside, and he'll step out of bounds about the 22-yard line. 1:54 on the clock.
Kind of hoping with that high snap it throws timing off. It was a pass play. Unfortunately, it was a run play, so not a whole lot to worry about.
Actually works a little better, like everybody's eyes go up, and this time Burns gives. There's a hit and a tackle, gain of about 4 or 5. We're down under 2 minutes at 1 minute and 40 seconds. They're getting close to field goal range. As Mason Forte showed enough leg to make it from about 30, we'd say.
30,
pregame.
yeah. He seemed to be comfortable with the 30-yarder.
So they only need a couple yards to get him there. Burns to throw. He's fading back.
Surveying.
He's under pressure. He rolls to the outside. He's going to have a first down and step out of bounds. Well, the pressure came, but he showed his speed and elusivity as he drops back around both defenders and has an opening as in coverage. There was nothing
Everybody
on the
was
outside.
out. Luckily, Tyshawn Sharp was there to keep him honest, so he couldn't get up the field anymore and get him out of bounds.
And kept him short of the first down by a yard. So 3rd and 1. 1 minute, 19 seconds to go. Burns swings it out quick, making a move to the inside, staying on his feet down to the 4.
Waiting a shifty runner there,
waiting
boy.
for a flag on those. Not because they're holding, but because you're setting these one-on-one blocks up in space, and you can get a hold.
Yeah, stalk blocks are infamous for holds.
So it looks like Spirit's going to – oh, they're sending the play, and I thought they were going to let it run down a little more. We're just under a minute, 55 seconds, and running. First and goal for the Spartans. Oh, boy, tricky play. And nice job. They get in the end zone. They run that same motion. You see 3 Vineland defenders run to the top side.
Yeah.
So you got set up a little bit there.
Just as we talked about Vineland was doing it with that trips formation, giving different plays off of that formation. Spirit go ahead and does the same thing with their own little formation.
And they pulled 3 guys out of the middle of the field for that quarterback touchdown draw. So right now, 20-10, Holy Spirit Spartans with 46 seconds to go. Here's to try for a point by Forte. And another one good. So Vineland will get it back, but not a lot of time. And Vineland and Spirit are both out of timeouts.
Vineland does have big play capability, but Vineland's always been known for their speed. So let's see if we can use some of that with only 46 seconds left here in the half.
And I think you play this different if you're getting the ball to start
Exactly,
the second half.
Exactly.
You'll be much more passive, and then we have that extra possession. But not getting the ball to start the second half may make you get a little risky with this. So it was Vineland out to the 10-0 lead, and then Spirit roars back for 21 points. What's St. Joe's mascot?
Wildcats.
Nice. That's where the roar came in. I'm stuck on parochial school. I know a hermit doesn't roar. And I'm like, well, I guess a Spartan goes, roar, I guess, but that's not what I was going for.
Maybe with the end of an era, they'll change it over there at St. Joe. We'll see.
Well, it looks like it's going to be another little short kick. Let's see if Cephas gets his 3rd in a row here. Cephas in the middle. Oh, he put a little foot in that one. It's going to come down right about the 12-yard line. Clark trying to make a move. Great open field tackle by the Spartans. So we've got 39 seconds. Vineland offense back to the field. Down 11, but in this ball game.
See what they bring. Still waiting for that matchup I talked about earlier to be exploited.
See how far back their safeties are now. Give you a little umbrella coverage. 39 seconds means you need to break one for a score.
Yeah, it looks like Janos is 20 yards off the ball at least here.
We don't have a timeout. Let's go, boys. Vineland's going to take a knee, and the officials should mill about for about another 7 seconds, so we won't need to snap it again. Let's see. Don't make it ready for play till now. 25 seconds. And that's going to do it for the first half. Boy, started out great. Didn't get horrible, didn't get bad, but it wasn't great. They were good. 10-0 Vineland gets out. They score the first touchdown, move down the field, kick a field goal. Greif converts it to go up 10-0, and then 3 drives in a row. Spirit, and they've been pushed to 3rds and long and 4th downs, but able to convert as they scored late in the second quarter. Vineland gets it back with a short time and just kneels on it as they regroup for half. But I almost think you got to feel better if you're Vineland right now than when you first walked on the field.
Yes, a huge underdog coming in, and you put up 10 points very early in the game. You kept the Holy Spirit offense to 6 offensive plays the first quarter. So there are a lot of positives to take as you're going into half.
Well, hopefully Vineland can regroup and come out, make a stop and get that ball back. But we're going to step away. I believe the band's going to take the field, or at least the drum line. Looks like the whole band. And Terry Love and myself, Rich Scarper, will be back for the second half.
right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the air for the second half of the Vineland Holy Spirit game here at Gatoan Stadium. Rich is out doing a radio interview at this moment. He will be back with us momentarily. Just to recap the first half a little bit, Vineland started off very strong, went down the field, a nice drive, put 7 strong points on the board with a very, very nice route by Powell, so a nice connection from Russo to Powell. Held Holy Spirit to a 3 and out, which was huge for Vineland there in the first quarter. Vineland got the ball back, drove down the field, despite a penalty or two. Managed to put 3 points up on the board with a nice field goal by Grave. And then from there, Holy Spirit kind of got the ball rolling, then put up 21 on the board for themselves.
All right, I'm back. I ran over to.
I told him you were doing a radio interview.
I had a little radio spot to do where I can let a little venom out once in a while. But, yeah, so as we get ready for this, first quarter, all Vineland, out to that 10-0 lead. And then the changes that Spirit made, they weren't throwing into the flat. They were throwing behind the line of scrimmage where Vineland wasn't able to get in the passing lanes. A big change. Their motion was full speed. So Vineland needs to adjust to this. And we'll see if they go to kick it deep. That was a key to that first drive. As this one's going to come down at the 15-yard line. And about the normal back starting over to 30 before the 35.
Yeah, it looked like Serrano had a chance to get him down about the 20. Just couldn't grab a hold of him there.
Well, I do like seeing them kick the ball deep. Make them earn those yards they get.
I mean, and as you saw with that, the one kickoff there in the first quarter, little muff on the handle. You have to go back and get it. Trip, fall, who knows what'll happen. And you get a good chance to pin them deep.
So Sean Burns back out there by himself in the backfield. Vineland with a 3-man rush. It doesn't get there. Deep ball, and it's tipped at the last moment. What closing speed on the play.
Xavion Davis doing a nice job to close the gap on the receiver.
Yeah, Diaz, the sophomore, at 5'8", 154. That burst
Diaz,
of
sorry,
speed.
I said Davis, sorry.
Well, I wasn't going to correct you. I was just going to hit the right one. Like that. That's what happens up in the booth. You don't correct. You just say the other one and get you to look. A little bit of pressure now rolling to the outside, but no one's open. He's got to drop back some more and flings it away. Did he step out? No, he was in bounds.
Oh.
Nice reception on the play by Gavin Cohen.
Vineland coach staff is all in the air saying he did step out. We got an official coming in and calling it incomplete.
Wow, from the back, the official says he stepped out of bounds. But you know what you got to do when they step out of bounds. I don't care where you are. You throw your hat.
Yes.
Throw your hat back, Judge. So incomplete. It's 3rd and 10. It's the way the first 2 drives started for the Fighting Clan. It's defense. 3 and out, 3 and out. If they can hold them here, they may get another shot at that and get this ball right back. And we're going to send pressure off the top. It's picked up. That leaves a hold of Robert from behind. He's hit and brought down. Sack on the play by Newman.
Newman did a great job to shed the blocker and close from the rear
And
on
not-
Burns there. And
not give up.
Almost got the strip.
And not give up on it. Burns didn't feel him coming back into the play from behind. Way to stay with it. The Vineland defense gets their job done. It's a 3 and out as the Spartans are set to punt. Back for Vineland at the 35.
Bad snap.
Bad snap. He's hit, and he's dropped. The Fighting Clan have great field position now. It's going to
Newman
be
again.
1st and 10 at the 13. Oh.
Oh, it's actually Ryan Maven there with the closing speed on the punter off of that bad snap.
Well, it's like Maven's name just every week. He goes up the stat charts on tackles and on everything, so he'll get credit for one there, and that was a big one. So not a big field to go through, just 18 yards. Vineland can respond here and get this game back in reach. It's been a solid job up front by that line that's just playing together probably for the second time or altogether, maybe just the first. So give to the outside, swarmed over, making a move to the inside, maybe getting back to the line, but a good attempt there. I believe that was Powell. Tyrell kind of got stuck in the wash going outside, but squared it up so they didn't even lose anything. And he was just one tackler away from picking up some big yards.
DJ Clark checking in.
Yeah, Clark a lot more involved in the offense tonight. He's that north-south runner as roles kind of start getting defined in this offense. Newman at tight end. This is a position we played without after Burt getting hurt. Ooh, like a belly pitch, but a nice run to pick up a few yards by Clark. Haven't seen that before.
Yeah, it was a little different of a look there.
Yeah, putting a pitch on a belly play when you're attacking that backside. You know, Vineland doesn't do it, but what gets me is when the back's 3 yards away and you stop and pitch it to him. Like, put him on the other side, give it to him in full stride. Like it just seems like it flattens out and makes it harder to get the edge. Not one of the plays we run, but we see it a lot. This time, trips to the top of the screen. Tight end at the bottom. Russo alone in the backfield. He's back to throw. He fires a perfect pass.
Just fell a little short.
Falls a little short as the pattern by Powell was going a little deeper than Russo thought it, as he had him, but just a yard or two short before Powell would have came up with his second touchdown of the day. 9:17 to go.
It's a really good job by the X and the Z receiver clearing out, allowing him to come underneath.
So it's fourth, and Greif in for the 32-yard field goal. Once again, the ball a little more towards the left hash than in the middle. A little trickery here.
Spirit players seem to be clapping here.
Vineland's pointing at Spirit. Spirit back to Vineland. It's like a volleyball game. So that may bring the offense back out. Should make it about a 38-yard field goal, and here comes Russo and Hitchens back out. So Greif almost had the shot at it, the 33-yarder. Now the offense back out as it's fourth down and about 12.
You run something similar here? Is that third down play, Rich?
Yeah, I'm definitely running that. I may at the end look off and go backside, but I'm going to give that same look because they knew what they got beat on. See if we can get a little overreaction and sneak that tight end Newman out at the bottom. Newman stays in the block, though. And the ball's thrown, and it's caught by Hitchens. Talk about a perfect throw. James Hitchens Jr. in the end zone. Vineland converts a big fourth down as they're back in this ball game as it's 21-16 with the try for point coming. So you just went from the doghouse. If you're the person that moved early on that field goal, Coach was going to murder you at films. Now he's going to buy you an ice cream and say, this is the best play of the game. See, when you moved early, you got us at least 4, maybe 7 points. Well, Greif's going to get a shot at it here from the normal distance.
Even after a little mishandle there by the holder, still got it down in time.
So the Fighting Clan responds. Defense holds the Spartans to a 3 and out, and the offense gets great field position and converts a big fourth down. They lined up for a field goal. False start pushes them back, and a beautiful throw by Russo. Wonderful catch by Hitchens. Had to keep staring to make sure it didn't come to the ground. I heard you go, oh, and I'm like, no, he's got it. But just outstanding, and all that is not brought to you by our sponsors, but brought to you by that offensive line, giving Danny Russo enough time to throw it. And even with the new people in there, when it was most of the original unit that started the season, there was already Blanding out at that point. They protect him better in the pocket than when he moves.
Yes.
When they roll him. Last year it was roll Russo out, let him press the line and make a decision. They're showing that they can give him time in there, and Danny Russo's not afraid to stay in there, make a throw, and take a big hit.
I mean, and that's something that comes with experience. And Russo has a little more, so he's a little more comfortable in the pocket. And then if your line's doing the job that they're supposed to do, it just makes everything so much easier.
Greif shoots this one down. It's going to knock out of bounds at about the 15, so that'll be a penalty as it skids out of bounds. So good field position coming up for the Spartans.
I've been calling for it all game, Rich. They finally went to that mismatch, but it wasn't the corner I was going for. Instead of a 5'7" corner at that time, it was a 5'9" corner. But still, Hitchens at 6'3", he has the advantage. You got to go to him.
And it just was high enough by about that inch.
If the kid was 5'10", it was a little different.
Oh, but that was right on the money and great concentration, too, with a player right in front of you in great position. So let's go defense one more time. Vineland back to a 3 front as they plan to cover, and they press cover. Passes swinged out. Beautiful block on the edge. Boy, I saw that block developing for Spirit, and I'm like, yeah, not that he's going to hit him hard. Yeah, he's going to clip him.
Yes.
You know, oh, we're going to get a penalty on this. But boy, an outstanding block, getting his head in front, screening the Vineland player off. But only a gain of 5. 9 minutes.
There's a lot of running for 5 yards.
We got an uncovered slot receiver at the bottom. He doesn't see it. He goes deep. And was he inbounds? Nope.
Nope. Back judge saying he's out.
Foot out of bounds. So 3rd down. And where Spirit is, they throw this and don't make it, they're going to have to kick it again. And I bet they would because that horrible field position. I know they were trying to punt last time, but they don't want to give Vineland a short field. Vineland drove it once, but like everything went well. So big 3rd down for Burns. He stands alone in the backfield. Vineland moves but doesn't jump off. Pressure in the middle. Burns hit and dropped. Maybe a gain of 1.
That same situation worked for them in the first half where they spread everything out. It was a 3rd and 4 type of deal. And Burns was allowed to sneak through with the linebackers thinking they were going to drop back in coverage. That time they stayed home, made the play.
And the time before they also ran that motion that pulled people out. Well, Spirit's going to go for it here. Watch the ball, watch the ball. The ball is away. It's a pass going deep and complete. It's to the 15, the 10, 5, tiptoe, out at the 5.
They had trouble finding their assignments. I guess they weren't expecting them to go for it on 4th down. Looking more for a punt return than them to actually go for it.
Unfortunately, Xavion Diaz able to get back there and give that defense another chance of keeping them out of the end zone.
Looks like Spirit's going back to that hurry up. It worked for him on that 4th down. Why not go for it again?
Excellent ball game here tonight. Quarterback draw through the middle. He's hit. Looks like he popped it in for the touchdown. Burns gets another with 8:01 to go in the 3rd. So Spirit's had it twice this half, and they've got a touchdown. Vineland has had it once and has a touchdown. So back to Vineland after this extra point try.
Looks like Burns a little shaken up there as he's going to go down as the holder on this one.
Well, you think you can get him off the field for that, but I guess if you're going to run a fake, nothing like having South Jersey's best quarterback there, right? Not only can he throw it, he can run it. He's fast. He's tall and long. And that hits a bus. And it's good. Yeah, not a lot of fun for kickers many places, kicking it to the back of a pole vaulting pit. But here at Vineland, you've got a wall to kick it over into the buses. Then we have some trees behind the other side and a big tall net.
Yeah, you send the players in the doghouse all week to go look for it in the trees out there on the one end zone.
Could miss some sprints. All right, time for Vineland to respond. It's been an outstanding football game. It's one of the powers in South Jersey come into Gatone Stadium. And that Vineland offense looking to get going again. kickoffs have been pretty much short. I think one, even from that three-step approach, one he hit back to the 15.
Yeah, put a little more
But,
foot
yeah.
to that one.
But he doesn't take a long run up on it. It's almost like he's kicking a field goal.
Just really strange from our day. You had the toe kickers, the big linemen, how much things have changed.
Yeah.
You have specialists now in high school. Like, it wasn't a thing.
Diaz at the 18 and dropped at the 26. Well, we were talking last week, our kicker, Colin Greif, his father I played with, and when we were playing for VMFL, who we honored pregame tonight, he would have to change his shoe. He had a square toe shoe, and he would change it, and no matter how fast he did it, he could be the fastest shoe putter runner in the world. He was getting yelled at, let's go, let's go, let's go. Great center, also a very good kicker. So 1st and 10, back to that eye look. With Russo in the shotgun, just two receivers out. Vineland stays tight. There's a give through the middle. Oh. It's like you're shooting a grape out of its
skin there.
Out of its skin, almost came all the way through. Gain of 2, though, on the first play. Boy, that'd be something to be able to bust a run.
Oh, wouldn't it be?
You bust a run, you get a half a step on every pass pattern for the next 5 minutes of offense.
I mean, this is the absolute credit to Keyshawn Chestnut, first-time starter, and they are actually running the ball behind him. I mean, that's saying something. First-time starter, you tend to shy away, you try to hit the edges. No, Vineland's going right up the middle.
So maybe got 3, 2nd and 7. Russo to throw. He's looking in the middle. Underthrown. Hitchens a little deeper than that. Good coverage. They had 3 linebackers laying back. So Vineland's got a 3rd and 7 now, and Vineland's made some big 3rd and 4th down conversions. This here, they have one chance to get this, not 2 down territory here as Vineland trails by 11 as we're almost halfway through the 3rd quarter. Trailing by 11, but 17 up on the board.
Might go max protection here on this one.
Oh, they doubling up on the top. Russo takes it himself. He has an opening. He's to the 40. Looks for a block to the 45. Stutter steps to the 50. And finally wrestled down at the 46-yard line. That's twice. Once on a 3rd and long, once on a 4th and long. Russo has exploited that defense and picked up big first down for the Fighting Clan.
Great vision out in the open field to use as blocker. As you had Carlos Rodriguez out there out in front, he was just using him, just get anything he could, which ended up getting him a few extra yards, which are always good to have.
Down in distance, he knows it going into the play, realized he needed to wait up for his blocker, and picks up another 8 on the carry. 1st and 10. This time a give up the middle, and there's nothing there.
He's met in the backfield. It's kind of hard to do something then.
Yeah, hit before he even got back to the line of scrimmage by Nolan Bradley.
2nd down and 11 to go.
Bradley, of course, one of the better defenders. He's a junior with 3 sacks so far this year. So 2nd and 11. Vineland in Spartan territory. Give to Clark. He loses the football. Spirit saying they have it. A big arm tackle, but that arm tackle may have hit the football. And the officials say Spirit does have it after the fumble.
Yeah, unfortunate. Looked like Sean Finnan got in there, just swiped the arm down just on the ball to pop it free.
Kind of looked like a lazy tackle attempt, but he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
So 5:45 in the 3rd. All right, time to do it again, defense.
See what Coach Hendricks dials up here.
Defense has made 2 stops versus 1 drive. They've got an open receiver, and the ball finds him. It's Jordan Taylor again.
Yeah, kind of found a soft spot in the zone, sat down in it.
Well, Jordan Taylor may have knee pads in, but they're above his knees. It's like he's got shorts and helmets on for this one.
Yeah.
Mentioned that because the Vineland player got pulled out for a second for that. 1st and 10. Standing alone is Burns in the seam. Wide open receiver, 10-5. Touchdown, Spartans.
A little of a bit of a blown assignment there. They sent Roman in motion. 2 defenders went with them when it only should have been 1.
Kind of like the touchdown run.
Yeah.
You know. Well, the turnover produces 7 points for the Spartans. .525 in the 3rd.
Won't start hanging those heads, defense. You're still doing your job out there.
No, offense does a little bit. Everybody's head comes back up. Let's keep battling. It's a splash landing. So 5:25 to go, and this is a great time to take a break and thank our sponsors.
With the Red and Gray Gridiron Club, I'd like to thank the following sponsors for their support of the Vineland High School football team. Ducharmes, the Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, Reconstructive Orthopedics, Newfield National Bank, Van Dodge, Allen Associates, Technid Consulting, Medio Law Firm, Barufi Brothers, G&S Dry Cleaning, Vineland Education Association, Dr. Michael Gorson General and Cosmetic Dentistry, The Claridge, a Radisson Hotel, The Gorgo Group, Larry's 2 Restaurant and Catering, Bettino ShopRite, Carluzzo and Teresi Petroleum Transporters, Homestead Plumbing, Richland Carpet, Manny and Vic's Pizzeria, and Sir Speedy Printing.
We are back right in time for the kickoff by Spirit. They're up 35-17, 5 1/4 to go. This is a high fly ball down at the 20. And darting forward to the 28. Speaking of high fly balls, that what a Phillies game today. Boy, what a day for sports. You get that Phillies first win in the playoffs in 11 years. You come out here in Vineland battling with South Jersey Power, having a 10-0 lead, getting back in it. 1 touchdown here, and we're back to figuring out scores. Offense has moved the ball. Defense has played well, and this is a big test, maybe the biggest test we've had this year in Vineland, right there with them.
Yeah, not backing down at all from, on paper, a much better opponent.
And doing it differently with these tight formations. The last 4 weeks, everything's been spread. Russo on the keeper, back to the line of scrimmage. I don't know, those two were pretty far away from the ball down here. I don't know what was going on with Rosenborough from the Spartans and Vineland Schwed. They'll make it 2nd and 9. Schwed comes down to the bottom, Hitchens to the top. They got Hitchens doubled
yeah,
up.
You always see that safety rolling over that way.
Maybe it's time to drag a tight end. Russo back, and he's getting drugged down.
Yeah, he didn't have a whole lot of time to survey the field on that one.
Yeah, not much time that time. And as he had deep patterns, as the 3 receivers were more than 20 yards up the field. So that one was going to be going, looked like 3 flies out there.
Go out, try to get some positive yards here, give your punter some room.
back to the middle of the field here. Try to hit somebody in stride.
Yes.
It's really tough, though. The linebackers now are really dropping off. It's hard to get behind them. Vineland's going to take a timeout with 4:45 to go. See if they try to dial up something special. And while they do that, I'm going to put my hat back on my head because maybe that's the problem.
Rich,
Yeah.
I couldn't help thinking of this when it was got called in to do this game tonight. I always remember as a kid coming to the good old Cape matchup between Vineland and Holy Spirit and always thinking it's just like watching Ohio State and Notre Dame. The uniforms, they looked identical. And as a kid, I always remember thinking that.
Well, we've had some great games. That's one thing you miss. Now this year we're in the same conference, so we're playing them instead of the prep. But I missed those rivalries, and they were always enormously big games when we were playing.
Yeah, you knew coming in. You'd look across as a player. You'd always see Coach Burns on the other side in all yellow. All you wanted to do was beat that guy because he wore yellow head to toe.
Even when it wasn't raining. 3rd and long for Vineland. 3rd and about 18. Hitchin's going to jump to the other side. There's 3 up top. Coverage rolls. They've got 1 over the top. Oh, it's a bad snap, but Russo picks it up on a hop, throws it short, and it's complete to the 25. Clark makes a move to the 30 and out of bounds. Charles Clark makes something out of nothing there. And there's a flag back at the 19-yard line, and it's on Vineland.
Correct me if I'm wrong, a false start, the play shouldn't have taken off.
You would think, right? That means the play didn't start properly. You can't do that. So the bad news is Vineland's moving back. It would have been a 4th and about 7. The good news is it's still 3rd down. Hitchin's going to run this one in. Now I feel like this play's taking a little bit of time.
This
there
situation, you know your backers, your safeties are dropping. Try a little swing, a little something underneath it, like you were talking about here.
Russo wrestled down inside the 5, down out of the 4-yard line. You know, when you need that many yards, you need to let your receivers run at least half of that,
Yeah,
and not
it's
enough
tough.
time that play. You know, and that's the difference between, say, a 3rd and 5. The defense has to play a lot of different things. I know as a former D lineman, oh, it's 3rd and 20?
Yeah,
Now,
you pinned the ears back.
Here's where I've been leaning like a nitwit one way and going that way every day. I've been setting you up for this one. And now I'm going to take my step, I'm going to swim over or rip under and make a move, and that's what you run into when they know what you have to do. So Vineland going to be punting out of their end zone, much like Spirit did on their drive early in the first quarter.
Finally getting a player on late.
And here comes 11, not number 11, the 11th guy. Never point out who it is because you don't know who's supposed to be there. Sometimes it's just,
Ooh, that was
close to stepping out, but Greif doesn't. He gets it away, but it takes a big Spirit bounce. Not much more Greif could do with that football under pressure back there.
Yeah, there were 2 woofs on that one. The one was he almost stepped out of bounds. 2 was it almost got blocked.
And that was a play that hurt us quite a bit, but fortunately gets his foot on it, and instead of taking a 15-yard roll in favor of Vineland, it comes backwards, defying the laws of physics. And that's why they make that ball shaped like that. Thank you, Mr. Kazaza at Vineland High School when I was there for the physics. 2:39. Burns looks to add to it. It's got an open receiver, tiptoe into the end zone. Goes Gavin Roman.
A classic rub route there. He had 1 receiver run through, take 2 defenders with them, clear yourself up.
And, for a team that throws to the flats and throws short all day, a rub route that went to a deep fade, I don't know that I'd have been expecting that. You expect a move to the inside. Perfectly thrown football. 2:32 to go. Where it began with Vineland up 10-0. Spirit storms back. Vineland answers in the third quarter, but short field just does them in. Still want to see more from the offense. Let's get it in the end zone again here.
Yeah, now's not the time to hang the head. You've been doing it all game. Keep right back at it.
So baseball-wise, I'm a big Phillies fan, of course. My second favorite team is the Cardinals. I don't root for the Cardinals, but I've never rooted against them. They're a class organization. Somebody gets traded or gets hurt, a guy comes up from the minors, hits 275, and can field. Classy program. Not anymore. There was some shenanigans today in that Phillies game where a guy comes in, pitches the last out of the eighth, pitches to 5 or 6 batters in the ninth. They have nobody up in the bullpen, pretends he hurt his thumb. They get somebody up. They come out to visit him, and then they're medically checking him, even though he had to come out to second visit. And then he's hurt. So guess what that reliever gets to do? Come in and throw 100 pitches, whatever you need, because your boy was hurt. It was some shenanigans I didn't expect from the Cardinals. So now the Cardinals are my, of course the Mets I hate the most. The Cardinals are my second least favorite team, all because of one inning of baseball today, and the Phils prevailed. All right, Fighting Clan, time to get back on offense. It's a high kick. It's going to hit the ground.
Fall on it. There you go.
Finally gets it at the 20. Yeah, you really want to come up and catch that thing in the air. Get it, almost like throwing a runner out at home. You want to get some momentum behind you heading up the field, because the two took a strange hop.
Yeah, young kid. I mean, every other one is bounced to him after he hit the ground. The one time you don't make a full play on it, it bounces away. It's tough. That's why we were linemen.
Yeah,
you can't make those judgment calls.
2:30, third quarter. Vineland looking to answer back. It's an offense that hasn't put up many points in recent weeks, but they've got 17 on the board against a good defense. Let's try to make it 24. Russo takes it himself, pops to the outside, and he's finally drugged down. Boy, and again, you see it on that play. The score makes the tackle different.
Yes.
They're just tackling Russo. They don't have to try to bring energy to the tackle. They don't have to try to tackle him at the line of scrimmage. Just play the game. You're not giving them yards, but you're not pressing to put yourself out of position.
Yeah, everybody's staying at home. If the play's coming to you, I'm making it. I'm being solid with my tackle, but I'm not over-pursuing in any way.
There's the ball loose on the ground again. Russo picks it up, and he's swarmed over at the 11-yard line. Things are getting a little physical out there.
There's a flag for some of that.
Yeah, I think that's going to be 15 on Spirit. As Coach A.J. Russo seems to be taking one of his players to the side. And we did have one of them ejected early. So no penalty, just a stern talking to. Oh, there's the call. It's a hold on Vineland. I noticed they didn't move the ball yet, so I kind of just thought they talked to the player, but there was a kind of a wrestling match broke up at the top of the screen. And the holding call is declined. So it's going to be 3rd down and 16.
So Vineland is throwing out something we haven't seen from him today, which is that jet sweep. They're trying to build some offense off of that look. Seems like they're in it again here.
We've got two lead blockers to the top. Send Clark there. Russo takes it through the middle. He's got an opening. Looking for a block. He breaks streets to the 30, 35, 40. He's got the first down all the way out to midfield. That's 3 times today. Twice on third, once on fourth. Vineland needing over 12, 13 yards each time. And it's been Russo with some great blocking up front. Gets to the linebacker level untouched. Uses his speed to pick up a big first down right at midfield.
The ever-present threat of speed going off your edge with the jet sweep opened up the middle. He was able to capitalize on that.
And not only just that speed, Vineland came out with what I call the wingbacks, two
Yes.
wingbacks standing there. And all year long when Vineland's done that, they've run behind them. This time they run on the opposite side with Russo. Nice play call. You know, because we can see tendencies watching a game film. But when you're watching a lot when you're a coach, you know, well, every time they're in this is what they're going to do. Well, they didn't. Same formation, same motion. This one a pass, looking for Hitchens. Hitchens a little short on the pattern. Russo a little late on the throw. They just don't connect, but that was close. 2nd and 10, Fighting Clan.
Another look out of the same package. You're mixing it up. You're making the defense have to think and react sometimes. Catch them flat-footed. That's what the hope is with that play like that. You're just waiting for that run as a D-back, and you're sitting back on your heels.
I wouldn't be surprised if soon that tight end Newman's been playing sneaks out late after everything's cleared out, like up the hash marks. Kind of like Powell getting underneath. Again, Clark in motion. High snap. Russo takes it himself. He's hit immediately and struggles forward to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 10 at the 50. We're down to 22 seconds left here in the third quarter. Vineland's offense on the move. 3rd and 10, midfield. Don't know that they're going to get this one off. And Vineland pulls everybody over. And as we get ready for the fourth quarter, let's once again take this opportunity to thank our sponsors.
For the Red and Gray Gridiron Club, I'd like to thank the following sponsors for their support of the Vineland High School football team. Ducharme's, the Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, Reconstructive Orthopedics, Newfield National Bank, Van Dodge, Allen Associates, Technid Consulting, Medio Law Firm, Barufi Brothers, G&S Dry Cleaning, Vineland Education Association, Dr. Michael Gorson General and Cosmetic Dentistry, The Claridge, a Radisson Hotel, The Gorgo Group, Larry's 2 Restaurant and Catering, Bettino's ShopRite, Carluzzo and Teresi Petroleum Transporters, Homestead Plumbing, Richland Carpet, Manny and Vic's Pizzeria, and Sir Speedy Printing. The Vineland High School football team and coaches thanks everyone for their support on and off the field and look forward to another successful season.
All right, and we are back. Fourth quarter just about to get underway. It's a 3rd and 10 for Vineland. They've moved the ball and done some things tonight and played pretty well. It's Egg Harbor coming up next week away at Egg Harbor. Then a surprising Pennsauken team. I think they were ranked 6th in South Jersey. They're still undefeated. It's kind of like getting a lobster tail on a steak. I don't know if I can afford both. 3rd and 10. Russo has a partner alongside. He's back to pass. Under pressure, ducks under it, still looking to throw it. Floats it to Hitchens in stride to the 20. 10-5, touchdown. Boy, Russo does it with his legs and then doesn't take off. He pulls off. Hitchens doesn't give up on the pattern. Comes back to help his quarterback, and right in stride, they make that connection. They missed by a yard earlier. Outstanding play. Vineland, just 12 seconds into this fourth quarter, back on the board.
You love to see players not give up on that. Hitchens, that wasn't his route to come that far across the field. Never gave up on it, saw his quarterback in trouble. Made sure he kept running across the field to be in his quarterback's vision to make that nice reception.
This is a Holy Spirit defense that gave up 7 points to St. Augustine, 6 to Clearview, 14 to Township in wins. Vineland's got 23, looking for 24. Tank Powell with the hold. The kick is up, and it's good. Greif gets it through. Uh-oh, they put the one on the wrong side. There we go. 42-24.
You have to like the awareness by Russo on that play. He knew where the line of scrimmage was. He got right up to it and made sure he released it before he did, avoiding that penalty and putting 6 points on the board.
And he knew that him tucking it and running it wasn't going to get it done.
Yeah, it wasn't going to get there.
So this offense has really showed something. As I mentioned, you know, Spirit doesn't give up a ton of points. And Vineland's putting them on it.
It's not like it's a shock anymore. We're into the second half. We're deep in the game, and they're still putting up points with the offense. So all that, no, they just came out and they shocked them early on. No, second half, still putting up points.
St. Joe's with 5 interceptions scored the most on them with 30. We've got 24, and we don't have 5 turnovers given to us. We make 5 of them passes. Make 3 of them passes interceptions. You know, maybe we'll get one on this drive. A very game Vineland fighting clan putting on a show for their home fans tonight.
See if Greif can put one out of the reach and over the heads here.
Well, this one's going to drive him back to the 9. A little bit of a seam in the middle, brought down at 32. All right, defense. Things are getting a little crazy out there. The offense says, oh, we're still going to score. The defense, show me a stop here. Things to build on, things to build on.
Yeah, still plenty of time. You can get yourself back in this. I know you're down, but you can still get back in this. You've proven you can put points on the board as an offense. You just need that defense to give you that chance.
Well, that last completion was just a matter of Hitchens pulling away from everybody, too. So, you know, you could do that from your own 20, you know, and still pull away. So, time for the defense to give that offense another chance while they're hot. Newman now works back to the middle. There's pressure. Stepping up is Burns. Floating it deep. Find the football. And that's caught. A little bit of a comeback pattern. When I'm yelling, find the football, Vineland defender not able to get his head around. He was in great position. Not so much to intercept it, but to defend the pass.
It, yes.
But he was just in a sprint towards the receiver, and I think if that wasn't caught, you may have saw a flag anyway.
That was great concentration by Roman there because the ball was severely underthrown.
This one going deep again, and it is picked off down at the 4-yard line.
After the interception, Diaz in the referee's mind, a little showboating of the interception. It'll cost them a little bit.
Well, it's a little. Well, first of all, it's only going to cost. They're at the 4. It's going to cost them 2 yards, which still matters. But by the same token, you got a sophomore player out there makes a big play, excited about it. We let one of their guys wrestle one of ours over here earlier today. So great play.
Not going to take away.
Finding
Diaz,
the
great
football.
read on the
Diaz.
ball. Yeah, great read on the ball. Ready and closed on it.
And excuse me, Spirit, did you get a little greedy? Right? You pay for getting greedy. You stick your hand in that cookie jar, another time you're going to get a slap. Vineland slaps him there. So Vineland with a long way to go, but we've got plenty of time, 11-19. It's like when I used to play Madden or NCAA football. If you start to drive inside your 5, you get a lot more yards. 1st and 10. There's a give. Around the top. Juke move.
Oh, nice juke move.
Boy, he spins it out. He's going to be close to a 1st down. Nifty move by Charles Clark.
More laundry on the field.
Ugh. Great carry, nice jump cut. It's going to be a penalty, and that's going to be didn't happen. Well, you held, and we made a play. That's not as bad as when you hold and you still get sacked. Coach Parentales used to say, you're going to hold them, then hold them. Don't hold them and let them go. So 2 out really wide. Russo under center, look for him to take it himself and try to get out of that precarious position back there. And he looks like he's going to get it back to the original line of scrimmage, picking up a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 10 with 11 minutes to go.
Yeah, he started out in pistol. I'm always a little weary when a quarterback's in the end zone in that pistol. That snap's not crisp. It can blow everything up.
All right, O-line. Been a little grabby lately. Let's keep them hands in. Let's get it done. You guys have had a good night. Let's finish strong here. So Vineland at the 3, 2nd and 10. 10.5 minutes to go.
Back to the old Hank Schneewise ways of blocking. Keep those hands in tight.
Oh, high snap. Russo has it, though. Tries to get forward. He'll stay out of the end zone, but maybe loses a yard. Well, back when I played till my senior year, you couldn't block with your hands.
Yeah, you had to hold your own jersey
yeah.
to block.
And then you pump the other one like Popeye. So it's 3rd and 10 at their own 3 or 4. But Vineland's been the king of 3rd downs tonight, 3rd and 4s. See what Coach Tucker has dialed up for this one. It's going to be 2 receivers to the top. Russo in the shotgun. Moves his running back over. And he's going to throw it. Under pressure. He's hit, and he throws it away. No flag, so Vineland will have the opportunity to kick it.
I think they may be evaluating. Might see one come out.
No, 4th. Woo. He was in the end zone too, right?
Yeah, he was in the end zone with a safety.
The wing came through and grabbed a little bit. So, punt time. All right, just put your foot to it, Greif, if you can. High snap. And flags and whistles. Greif did a good job catching that, sliding over.
Yeah, unfortunately, because the snap was a little high, he did step out of bounds. We got a safety there.
Yeah, the snap drove him back. It was close before. This time he steps out. So safety, 2 points for Spirit. That puts them up 20, 44-24. And Vineland will be kicking to Spirit. You know, Vineland can right the ship coming off this performance. You've got Egg Harbor that is no slouch, but not quite at the level of the last 3 weeks.
Yes.
They're not
You're looking at a very
Kingsway,
very winnable game.
the
in this
Group
situation.
5 champs. They're not like Washington Township, the Group 5 number 1 seed that got upset by in the playoffs that Kingsway won. And last year's number 2, the defending state champs, South Jersey state champs in Spirit. They're going to be able to see some nice stuff in the films. And as always, when you're a coach, I used to just tell everybody, I love you all, but I'm here to point out what you did wrong. So film
that's your
session
job.
was
Yeah,
not.
that's your job then.
And I'm like, I'm going to say attaboy to all yous. I seen it. Attaboy. Now, here's what we did wrong. Let's go. So a lot to gain from this. The offense has opened up, shown some different things that they can build off and expand on.
Some new looks, a pretty improved passing game, which is something we really haven't seen. So there's a lot of things to build on.
Hopefully Hitchens is all right. He's just stretching out on the side, but he did limp off a few plays ago a little bit. Hopefully it's just a little strain and he's going to be okay. because even when he's not catching the ball, he's drawn 2 people on top of him all game long. So now we're going to kick it off. It's down at, almost by him, but he taps it to himself at the 35 to the 40. Heads up the field, hit and dropped at the 49-yard line. That's where the Spartans will take over. 1st and 10 from the Vineland 49 with 9:04 to go.
Always seems to be a tougher coverage after a safety. I don't know what it is about it, but you have the best kickoff coverage in the world, but as soon as you have to change it a little bit, it's like,
It's just like, I don't know. When it if you line up and you hit it off a tee, it's not going to be as good as punting it. But sometimes doing that is more normal for the set, like you're saying, than the punt, and then you overrun things because it's high and not as far. All right. Spirit says we're going to throw it again. Quick swing pass. Vineland over pursues, cutting back to the inside. Nifty move back to the outside, gain of 7.
He is shifty, boy.
Yeah, that was like patient and nice. Dips in, dip out. It's Gavin Roman, who's had a heck of a night. It's the guy that's getting all those swing passes, doing all those little things out there. There's dive up the middle. Hit and drop. 1st down, though, for the Spartans with 8:30 to go.
Notice Vineland sitting back a little bit on the pass. We're a little soft in the middle there. Gave up a pretty nice run.
A little different formation here for Burns and the Spartans. Now they bounce it back out. And
Nice
hit and dropped right
close.
away by Newman. So a loss of about 2.
Was that Maven? Look at
Oh, that was
off the
Maven, my
corner.
bad.
There
Yeah.
you go. There it is. Every week.
That 9 looked like an 8 to me. And I know it's me. I'm getting older. So 2nd and 12. Oh. But it was interesting. The quarterback doesn't roll out, but the guard pulls.
Yeah,
We have a-
I noticed that myself.
I thought he got a head start. Let's see if that's the call.
Legal man downfield, yeah.
I got to think,
the guard heard one play.
Yeah.
Everybody else heard another.
because like I've never seen a guard pull when the quarterback's not sweeping. Sometimes I see him go pull the opposite way just to pull a back or an influence pull, but
He went
on
on
a
a genuine
pass,
C
yeah,
block
yeah.
to the inside. You don't see that.
at least he moved quick. So it's going to be 2nd down now and about 17. Say it. It ain't 20. Pressure comes late.
Close,
Ball's
close.
floated, and a nice open field tackle.
Seemed to be Mason Afanador in his first game in the red and gray out there.
Boy, nice closing speed, short tackler. First, I'm like, oh, that must have been Powell. It kind of looked like a Powell tackle out there, but a nice job by Afanador. So 3rd and long.
Need some help down here at the bottom. There we go.
Quarterback rolls away from that motion, dancing around, pulls backwards, dropped for a bigger loss, back to about the 50. So it's going to be 4th down. Great pursuit by the Vineland defense.
As they say, coverage sack. He had no one to throw to, so.
It's kind of weird. He had the receiver here. He put motion down to the bottom, rolled to the top, kind of made it a 3 defender on 2 receivers. And I don't know. We had him a little outmanned, a little confusing. 2 plays in a row for the Spartans. And he thought he was going to outrun going backwards, and that didn't happen. Great pursuit. Holy Spirit to kick.
High
Pressure
snap.
on. Short kick. It's going to fall and roll down to about the 24-yard line, where Vineland will take over with 5:18 to go. Let's get one more here, T-Love.
Be nice. It would be nice. Be even better if it was like that opening drive they had there. We kind of pounded it down their throats and showed them, hey, we're here.
You're going to have to play a game today. And with the quarterback and receivers like they have, though, it's like one false step, and you're looking at 6. Vineland trying to do the same here. Russo fakes, pumps, over the middle, thrown short, intercepted, but not able to stay on his feet is Tamir Jones.
Yeah, he undercut the route there. He kind of read it, undercut. Newman trying to find some space underneath. That's a tough one.
All right, defense. This is where in a game like this, when coach only had me playing defense to my senior, then I got to play both. I'd be like, all right, I get to go back out on the field and play again. And I wasn't getting in on offense. I pretended I couldn't play offense, so they let me play defense because you only play one way. Then my senior year, I'm like, I can really play offense too if you need me. So 1st and 10. This time a little bit of a running set. And there's dive up the middle and an opening on his feet, pulling forward for a gain of about 8. Christian Shorels, the running back alongside Byrne, who got the last carry. And this time they pass. Great coverage. Boy, almost getting in front for the interception on that play is Powell. Is that Powell or Maven again?
Maven again.
Maven again.
Made a nice break on the ball.
Yeah, he certainly did. There was nowhere to go after the catch on that as they both arrive at the football about the same time. So 1st and 10 for the Spartans. We're under 5 at 4 minutes and 19 seconds. Not much in the middle there. Quick dive. It's like
Something
Spirit.
you didn't see a lot of Holy Spirit doing in the film I watched. They really ran the ball off the edge more. Tonight, it seems like they're trying to hit in between the tackles. Something a little different.
It's kind of like they haven't been on the edge. It's been middle with the run and wide with the pass. So Storrell stands in again. Takes it again, makes a couple people miss, but great lateral movement by that Vineland defense as Noah Cruz makes another stop. Third down, we're down to 3:20. Spartans not in a hurry. Probably go for a field goal if they don't make
I
this.
would think.
Get a rep in. There's the give. He's got the first down and more. Heads back into the middle. Down at about the 8-yard line. Goes Sorrell.
Yeah, seems like they've completely switched. Trying to hit the flats with this drive, or content to pound the middle.
And they just moved that motion over as a lead blocker, spinning his way to the end zone and short. So on the 1-yard line, looking to go in again is Spirit. Right now up 20.
I'd look for Sorrells to get it here. He got you down here with his running ability.
Now you got a senior quarterback. You're going to get a little greedy and pull this one. But Sorrell has it. Heads up the middle. And he's in. Is that the arm up or one
No,
arm?
they call third down.
All
So
right.
He didn't get in. Well, he won't be running this one in. As his helmet pops off, he has to go off the field.
Sorrel?
Yes.
Ah, that poor kid.
Got him all the way down here. And
You know, his mom's saying, I told you that need to be tighter, your chin strap. That's what you get. .135 and running. 3rd and goal. Another give up the gut, and this time he's in for the score. So from 22, we go to 23. Amir Hicks, the freshman, gets a touchdown. 1:16 on the clock to try for point.
looks like they're going for 2 here. Really don't see the point in that, but
Yeah. No, maybe you got to work on it. Good game of football tonight. Not the end result you want, but you know, we were talking last week. 7-0 at the half. Well, this one was better because you put points up on the board.
they took a knee. All right, never mind. I take back all those thoughts I had just now.
I don't get it.
So instead of putting more points on the board, they just took a knee.
Yeah, you get your kicker to kick it. Come on. Doesn't get the clock running. Oh, well. Well, they did just drive down the middle. Like they didn't throw it anymore. And all that. I think you let your kicker kick it.
No, but as you were saying last week, not a lot of positives going out of the game. This week, there are some.
Yeah, a ton. You know, again, we talked about the defense early. You know, and the defense was okay. You know, overall.
Yes.
But you're playing a good team. You're in the ball game. And I just got some great news also from my cousin Bruce Scarpa. The Mets are losing 3-0. So, like, look, this is going all right. No, but getting back to this, in reality, you had a team that was really good coming in here, and you had a lead on them. And then the second half happens, 3 and out, you score, you know, and you're getting right back there in there. Offense put up 24 points today. You know, that's a good sign. Because these other teams like Kingsway and Washington Township, and even our opener with Oakcrest, we weren't putting up points. Now we're putting up points against a team that doesn't give up many points. And the offense has been varied. It has a different attack than we've been doing. It's a high, short one to the 31. Nice move. Ooh, one more to go.
Get it, Cephas.
Go,
Hold that
Cephas.
ball. Hold that ball.
Cephas to the 30. To the 20. Tries to make a move back in. And they gave Cephas one pop-up too many. The first 2 he did well, returning it right up the field and getting his yards. This one seemed like people had angles, but he was just staying one step ahead all the way down. Great speed by Cephas. So Vineland in good field position with 54 seconds to go.
Take 3 good shots at the end zone here.
Yeah, and I will add a feather in my hat if I can get in again if I'm Vineland.
Yes.
Danny Russo in with DJ Clark right behind him. Hitchens down to the bottom. There's a gift to Clark right up the middle. Picks up a yard or 2 before he's brought down.
Is that Eddie George style of running the ball, that straight up?
I was just thinking the same thing. It's like, I can tell who it is because he's like straight up going through there. Well, I'll tell you what, one thing that taking a knee did made us not use timeouts to get a score, right? Because now you're like, I can't do that. So it wasn't so much a nice thing. It was like, all right. Oh, high snap over Russo's head. He's going back for it. He tries to pick it up at the 40. And he does. He takes that back in at the 43-yard line. Just 15 seconds to go, so we're going to count them down. Vineland Fighting Clan not able to come out with the W, but a lot of really good things as we head into Egg Harbor. What you see out there today, T?
Saw a lot of fight. You're coming against a team. Everybody's telling you all week you're overmatched. You're not going to do well. They didn't let that get into their heads. So there was a lot of fight on their end, and they should be applauded for that. Going into next week, you have a lot of positives to talk about going into a very winnable game next week.
Yeah, and when you say a lot of fight, I can hear my brother right now. Well, you should be fighting, but that's not it. Like, you've dealt with adversity. It was just after Kingsway game where the team kind of folded up at the end. They weren't coming off the ball. They had to regroup, and this coaching staff had that bye week in 2 weeks to get them back right. And they came out in that first half and played well versus Township, moved the ball some. Then you take the next step. You come out here, you're in a ball game, you have a lead, it's close enough at the half, you get back in it after the half, things start turning south, and you respond with a score.
Yeah.
You know, the confidence and knowing that, hey, you know, we can do this. And it's not just like, oh, we can do it, but knowing that you can.
Yes.
Knowing that if you execute properly, limit the mistakes, there's going to be some points scored, and defense will handle its own. They had a really unique offense coming in today, and the offense had to make changes to deal with our defense. So all in all, a step in the right direction. And as I say, these are South Jersey's best teams that we're playing. So when you say, how does Vineland have 20, 25 kids playing in college? It's because about 50 college coaches are going to be watching Holy Spirit. They're going to be watching the Cincinnati kid over at Clearview, and we get on tape, and that's how we get noticed. So on the scoreboard, not real well, but a good execution by Vineland, really something to build on going into this last third of the season, and with some young players.
Yeah, that's another big thing. We say they had fight. It's a lot of sophomores out there with that fight. So that just builds and builds and builds. So when they are seniors, you could just imagine what they're going to be out there.
Well, I can remember wrestling. It was like, if I was wrestling another person when I was a freshman that was a freshman, well, there's no way in heck he's going to beat me. When I had a senior, if I eked out a win, it was good because they were more physically mature. They were stronger. They were in better shape. Just like freshman football, I could outrun half the running backs, and I am quick, but I'm not that quick, you know. But it's just like that maturity and everything. So we're not just talking about your football IQ. We're also talking about you physically. And as they grow and mature, we have some very good skill players and a good senior class. The junior class is there. Things are moving onward and upward. I'm looking forward to next week at EHT. T-Love may be back with me the following week for homecoming as Kyle's going to be away. Missed you, Kyle. And make sure to check out Underground Sports, where you can catch the Dan Russo Show dropping every Thursday to see what's coming forward and what's happening with Vineland football. Any last words, T?
Just one more thing. I got to give a very special shout-out to Coach Hendricks. He really helped me out. I got this assignment on a very late call. So luckily, I was right next door over teaching today next to Coach Hendricks. He really caught me up to speed pretty quick with a lot of good information. So I just want to give him a special shout-out.
Well, Terry, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure when we're together. And on that short notice, I was just so thrilled you were able to do it. Thanks to everybody. We're going to be back at this next week down at EHT. So if you can't make the trip, catch us on YouTube. This is Rich Scarpa for Terry Love. We'll see you next week.